Okay, we're here hanging out with my buddy, Ed Marco. How's it going, man?
All right.
All right. Yeah, fellow shopper in the store here. And look, I got my MonsterBash.us shirt. There's a Gorgo. And I'm having my free cup of Java. It cooled off right there. And, you know, I got my doctor at the VA today said that, you know, we found cancerous stuff in your prostate. You know, like it's this one area, 6 sections of your prostate. They took 2 samples of each section. He showed me, and most areas had like 3, but one corner had like 3.5. You know, it's like between 3 and 4. That he says this could be a bump in the road to you. You know, it might not bother you. You know, if you were old, like if you're older, like let's say 70, 80, I'd say, or 90, I'd say forget it. You know, just leave it be. But since you're young and you can do something about it, you know, maybe you should. Then it might be good to get it taken care of so that it won't bother you in the future. Like, you know, you could either have it removed, the prostate, you know. He said it more gently than that. But I'm getting to the point faster. I'm cutting to the chase. Like that guy said in Ed Wood, when Ed Wood was trying to get this guy to give a donate to help finance his movie, Bride of the Atom. You know, that Western guy, he says, cut to the chase. How about cutting to the chase? And then, so, you know, he tells him the story and he goes, you know, anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to cut to the chase here. But, you know, and then he also, the doctor today at the VA, you know, he's down in Hines, said that I could get radiation treatment. But, you know, it's not like major cancer, but there's cancerous area of my prostate, you know, in each area there's like 3. It's supposed to, it shouldn't be like that. But, you know, that maybe get radiation or get it removed. But I don't want either one. I'm trying to look for a natural cure. Like I said, you know, I'm eating this orange. You see that? That's got citric acid in it. That's a type of acid. It's not like acid. It's citric acid. It's good. It's from food. And that should be enough to eat away cancer, man, you know? Yeah. And see these peanuts? They got protein. And I'm gonna have a handful of them right now. See? Yeah. Now, peanuts have protein that builds muscle. And the way I look at it, muscles should be kicking butt against cancer. I mean, because I got muscles, that should destroy the cancer. It should eat it up. I mean, look at that. I worked out, man. I just worked out last night, man. Had 2 sets of curls and 2 sets of tricep press downs, man. Look at that. Look at those triceps, man. Look at that. You know, I work on that's the back of the arm. You know, hey, can you just hold the camera, aim it at me. Hold your hand up. Yeah, like that. Don't press any buttons. Just aim it at me. Okay. See this, man? Look at this. Are you jealous of my body? Look, see, I did tricep press down, did 2 sets, like 10 to 15 reps. Look at that. And then 2 sets of curls, and I supinate, you know, I twist the wrist or supinate like Frank Zane teaches, you know. You turn the wrist, that gets the whole area of the bicep. Not just straight up and down, but you kind of turn your wrist, and then you turn like that, turn them out. I learned that from watching Arnold Schwarzenegger's routine, you know. And then Frank Zane taught that too. Look at that. And see, so that should be enough to get rid. And look at, I'm drinking Java. That has caffeine, and that should kill the cancer, man, because that's like antioxidant. That should be enough to kick any kind of cancer out of my body, man. Prevent it from happening, amen. Plus, I'm only 56, and I'm The Rock. I'm only 56. This is supposed to be happening to me because, like I said in that documentary about me, it's called The Rock Big 3 Trailer. The Big 3 Trailer, The Rock. David Rock Nelson, Big 3 Trailer. Like big number 3. And it's part of the documentary coming up by Jim Anderson. It's the 3rd documentary being made about me. And in the trailer, I'm flexing in the mirror and I go, I will live forever. So yeah, I will live forever. Yeah, so take that, death and all that stuff, because I'm going to kick your ass because I'm going to win. I'm The Rock. And I may get knocked down and I may get beat. I may have been beaten some boxing matches, but I always got up and I tried again and I never quit. Even when I lost, I kept training because I figured maybe the next fight I'll win. And if I lost that next fight, I said, well, maybe I'll win the next fight. And I lost 9 straight fights. And I kept saying, I can win. If I keep on fighting, I'm going to learn how to fight better by experience. The more you do it, the more you learn. And the reason I was getting beat, because I was in the ring with guys who were better fighters than me. Basically, had more experience, had a lot of street fights. A lot of these guys were good boxers and bigger and taller than me. But you know what? They had more fights than I did. But you know what? I started getting good. And after 9 straight losses, guess what? People in my offices, one lady said, why do you keep fighting if you lose? I said, because I believe if I keep fighting, I'm eventually going to win. I'll eventually come up against someone I can beat. And winners don't quit. Quitters don't win. I learned that in the Marines. I learned that before I joined the Marines. My mom wasn't a quitter. She never quit on us. She never quit trying to raise me, even though I was a pain in her butt and a pain in her behind. But you know, she told me, David, one of these days I'm gonna straighten you out, kiddo. But you know, the thing is, and though my dad wasn't a quitter, he was in the Army. But you know, the thing is, my dad never quit being an artist. One day had to come when he had to retire, when he got like in his mid-60s, whatever. But I want to say this: if you're gonna win, you can't quit. Winners don't quit, and quitters never win. And that's a saying. Winston Churchill taught that. He says, failing. He says, when people said, how do you get your success, or what made you successful? He goes, he says, never quit or never give up. And then he said, never ever give up. Then he said, never ever ever give up. You know, he just kept saying, never ever 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 quit or give up. Never ever 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 give up. And you know, after he said this several times, he kept saying, all of a sudden the crowd at this college started clapping. I think it was Harvard or Yale or something. He gave some speech after he got back from one of his great accomplishments, Winston Churchill. But then the audience started clapping because, see, you can never, ever, ever, ever quit, man. I heard about this on a show called The Entrepreneur's Workshop. There's this Asian man that told about this, pointed out outright. He used an example for Winston Churchill. That's how you win. You don't quit. Well, like I said, I stayed with the boxing, and I told this lady at work, I said, why do you keep boxing? If my son kept losing, I wouldn't let him box. I said, yeah, well, I believe if I keep fighting, I'll eventually start winning. And guess what? I stayed with it, and guess what? I won 3 straight fights in 9 days, brother. Yeah, I won. I beat Jim Weinstein, tough guy, tough biker guy, my weight, stocky muscle. And we had a brawl, man, down at the Union League Club on Memorial Day weekend. Down at the Union League Club, downtown in the Loop. And man, we went in, we slugged each other, bam, bam. I hit him, he hit me. I hit him, he hit me. And you could hear our punches landing, bam, bam, bam. And I got him with that combination. I started with a left. He'd come in, and Pat LaCasa, my coach at that time, trained me for 3 fights, and I won all 3. All 3 of those fights I won under Pat LaCasa's training. He told me I don't have to come after Weinstein because Weinstein was coming to me. I don't have to come at him because he was coming to me. He was trying to be aggressive. So he said, don't try to come to him. Just let him come to you and hit him when he comes in. So when Weinstein came forward trying to be aggressive, he said, don't come to him. He's coming to you. You don't have to come to him. Just when he comes to you, throw that left hook and then throw a right and then throw another left hook. So Weinstein comes into me trying like a charging bull, short, stocky guy, and by height, you know, the same size, same weight, 156 or junior middleweight. He comes in and I go, wham! Then I threw the right, wham! A straight right, bam! Then a left hook, wham! Bam! I nailed him, man. You can hear smack, 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 man. Boom, boom, boom. You know, I was nailing Weinstein, man, and I throw these big left hooks, wham! You know, so wham! You know, Weinstein's coming in and I go, wham! Smoking Joe Frazier, left hook. Yeah, and that's how I beat Weinstein. Then 5 days later, I fight another guy named Francis Manesi down Chicago, down over by Waukegan High School, and I whooped him in 3 rounds. That was his first fight, but he was 21 and I was 31. He was 21, I was 31. he put up a great fight. He did a lot of sparring. And that was close. But see, he was a little bit awkward. When he threw a right, he kind of went like that. And after about the second round, he was starting to get tired. And when he threw a right like that, actually it was near the end of the first round, he started slowing down a little bit. And when he threw a right, he left his all right side open. That's the problem. When he threw it like a punch, his face was open. But because he was so tall and lanky, it was kind of hard to get close to him. So what I do is I'd set him up with a right. Just as a set, I wouldn't try to hit him with the right. I just use it as like a setup punch. I throw a right, and then I'd step in. After I threw the right, I'd step in with my right, aim him down here, aim down at my feet. So I'd step in the right. Okay, now aim up. Now aim up here. Then so my right foot's close. So now I just turn my body like that. Now aim down here at my hips. Just turn it like that. Turn the hips and hip power. Now you can aim it up at me. So see, that's it's like Joe Frazier. You have the power come from your hips, your legs. So once I had my right foot forward, like that, now aim it up. Then I turn the hips. No, aim it up here. And that's I nail him. Like overhand right. I'm right. I have the left foot forward normally. Aim down here again. So I have the left foot forward now. Okay, now aim up. So I jab the left, and then right, and then left. So what I do is I throw the jab, then I come in, or sometimes I lead with the right. I'll just come in and lead right. That's just to set the guy up. Then I step in with the right foot. Okay, now aim it up here. So now my right foot's forward. That's a perfect position to throw the left foot because now I'm closer to him, right? So I just turn at my hips. Use that body power. You turn your body. You're not just using your arms and throwing a punch. You're turning your body, turning your hip. Wham! Or just throw a jab with it. Okay, smoking Joe Frazier. Okay, anyway, so I beat him, and so I beat Francis Manesi, and then the very next night I fought Weinstein again, rematch. This is about a week after I fought him. It is the very night after I beat Francis Manesi, 158 junior middleweight, and I beat Weinstein again by decision. See, I knew I could do it because I beat him last time. But the first fight was better. The first fight was more action-packed. And more punches, you could hear the punches landing. And who was that announcer? The late great announcer. He used to announce fights down there. Real well-known celebrity in Chicago. He's like in his 60s. Oh, anyway. He said they punched with every ounce of weight they had or something. Or they punched with every ounce of energy they had. And the audience loved it. They were clapping. They loved our fight. The first fight with me and Jim Weinstein, biker. Good friends of Deadwood Dave Hirsch out in Chicago. Yeah, as I go to his parties. I want to go to his next Halloween party, man. He has good parties. He's a nice guy. And he likes all that old stuff, classic movies and stuff. He's got movie posters in his house. Likes that old stuff. Got an old jukebox in there, I think. He's a fun guy. I always loved his party. He's friends of Evan Howes from the Homewreckers. Evan called me last weekend. He goes, "Hey, Rock." He likes to call me when he's drunk. Evan Howes. Not Evan Howes. He's a friend. He used to go to those parties, Deadwood Dave's party. I'm not talking about Dave right now. I'm talking about Evan Howes from the Homewreckers. This is a different guy. This is my buddy who's in my movies. He calls me up late at night. Evan Howes. He goes, Hey, Rock, you're my man. I'm your man. I want to be in your movies. I want to be in David Rock Nelson's movies. People say, my girlfriend kind of made fun and says, "Why do you do that?" And he goes, "Why are you in this guy's movies? Why are you in David Rock Nelson's monster movies?" He goes, "All I can tell you is it's great being in the Rock's movies, man. It's just like, it's like out of this world, man. It's like fantastic. I should say fantastic, because fangs, But he goes, "Oh man, it just makes me feel great being in the Rock's movies." He goes, so he'll call me up and say, "Rock, I want to be in your next movie. We got to do a movie together, Rock. We got to do another movie." So he always sounds like he's buzzed when he calls me. If he's drinking a 6-pack or something. You know, he's a fun guy. I love Evan, man. He's fun. He's a lot of fun, man. I like those late night calls. They're funny. But yeah, he's in a lot of my movies. He's a victim in Devil, and he's the guy that comes to deliver my shirts, and the ant comes down the tree and bites him. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna shut up now. Like I say, you know, the cancer, you know, they might have found some stuff in my prostate, but you know, I think there's a natural cure, and I'm gonna find out what it is. I'm gonna get a second and third opinion and all that. Just like in Horror of Dracula, remember when they told Mrs. Homewood to get a second opinion, or they wanted to get a second opinion? And then they called for Van Helsing, and Van Helsing found the problem, and you must put garlic around her neck and by the windows to keep Dracula out, you know, because the other doctor couldn't figure out why this girl was dying of anemia. But Van Helsing figured it out. He found the puncture marks on the neck, and he knew that there was a vampire coming in there biting her every night. So, you know, put the garlic by the windows to keep them away, so they won't come back and take another bite. Same thing with cancers and stuff. There's got to be a natural cure. I'm gonna try and find out what it is. I'm gonna find out what it is. And you know, there were all kinds of cancer treatments made throughout the century, man. I mean, early part of the 20th century. You know, I'm talking early 1900s and mid 1900s and the 30s. I think in the 50s, all kinds of like machines made. There was a couple machines made that could let go of frequency that would kill cancer. And I heard that the government came, or they came and just a group of people, I think it was the government, came and made that guy not sell it. See, because it would mess it up for the doctors. They wouldn't be making all that money, man. If there's a machine that cured cancer, man, you know, for just dollars, a lot of these doctors would, they wouldn't be able to do all the radiation treatment and doing surgery to remove cancers. It would get rid of that. But you know, there has to be a cure for cancer. And also, I'm going to keep praying to Jesus, because Jesus heals, brother. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to take the medicine or get surgery. If I have to, I will. But only as a last resort, though. You understand? Because I believe Jesus can heal any kind of... Like I said, they found some cancerous stuff in my prostate. But, you know, it might not bother me. Like doctor said, it might just be a bump in the road. It might not really come back and bother you, you know. But since I'm young, it might be good to get taken care of now so it won't bother me in the future. But it might hurt my sex drive, you know. Because I always want to be hard rock, you understand? I don't want to have a problem down there. I know too much information. I'm going to have some more peanuts. Build my muscles, yeah. Urgh.